G'day folks, Sapper here with another World of Warships video. And welcome to Un-Eff-It. Un-Eff-It is a series where I take an in-game issue and give it a basic unfucking and a proper unfucking. The idea isn't to whinge, bitch and moan, but to offer real solutions to real in-game issues. In future, I'm going to cover things like aircraft carriers, World of Warships economy, tech tree implementation, and others. In the first episode, I covered how to unfuck the Research Bureau, and I strongly recommend you check it out. Today, I'm going to unfuck the XP system. To unfuck the XP system, we need to understand how it works. The biggest earner of XP is damage done to enemy ships. The damage done is awarded based on a percentage of the target's total HP removed, and then are adjusted for tier disparity. For example, dealing 10k damage to a top tier destroyer is worth far more than a battleship. Damage to aircraft also contributes, which is why you will often see big plane kill numbers in the top half of the leaderboard. Kills, captures and defended ribbons give big rewards as well, which is why you will often see destroyers with good XP values despite low damage numbers. Overall, damage, kills and captures make up about 85% of XP rewards. And this is directly from the World of Warships wiki, in case you're wondering about the source. The final 15% is broken up into potential and spotting damage, which is then adjusted for ship type. And that's why the XP system is fucked. It's extremely damage centric and solo play rewarding. At a first glance, damage being XP sounds like a good way to go about XP rewards. The winning team is often the team that did more damage than the other. The problem is that not all damage is equal, and the metric to measure it doesn't reward good play, it just rewards percent of HP done. For example, doing fire damage to a Conqueror. The Conqueror has a meager health pool for a tier 10 battleship at 82,900. She burns easily and is very susceptible to HE Alpha due to poor armouring. Subsequently, she is remarkably easy to damage, and that damage is often a relatively high percent of her HP. Fire damage is 100% healable, and the Conqueror has a super heal. So while farming damage on a Conqueror is easy, it's also less effective thanks to her heal. To make matters worse, Conqueror with full stealth build is around 12.3 kilometers detection, meaning that while on fire, she can easily go silent at just over 14 kilometers and live to fight another day. Conqueror in turn also tends to deal more trash damage, i.e. fires, that is more healable, making her a lower priority target. In effect, the Conqueror is an XP pinata that can keep coming back, and to top it off, deals the same fucking trash damage in return. Whereas, doing a lot of damage to, say, a Kremlin is actually very effective damage. Kremlin has a limited number of repairs, an absurdly large health pool of 108,300, and big armor everywhere. It's harder to damage, but thanks to being absurdly strong, she's a good target to get rid of. Sadly, your chances of doing much damage to her are lower, and even if you do, the XP rewards will be less. So not all damage is fucking equal, and this is why you'll sometimes hear references to trash damage. Teamwork wins fucking games. Focusing on a target will get you a ship advantage. Supporting your destroyer to cap gets you a cap advantage. Both of those win fucking games. A lot of the time, farming a fucking Conqueror doesn't. World of Warships is completely fucked in its priority for XP rewards. Only 15% of rewards, spotting and potential damage, can even be loosely tied to working as a team. So not all damage is equal, and an XP system that rewards damage is a fucking shit system. No wonder people hate the Save the fucking Star system in Ranked. So how would I unfuck the XP system? In sad irony, the solution actually borrows from World of Tanks. If I had a soul, it'd actually fucking hurt to say that. That pure grindfest, money-grabbing fuck fight actually does something better than World of Warships. But I don't have a soul, so here goes. World of Tanks rewards team play and role far better than Warships does. And it does this through a decently simple assisted, tanked and dealt damage system. A basic unfucking of the XP system would require a rebalance of current XP rewards into an even split between damage dealt, potential damage, and spotting damage. Those parameters would then need to be adjusted to account for extremes such as YOLOing. And then to discourage trash damage, nerf the XP rewards from damage that is more healable. For example, fire and flood damage is worth less XP than citadel damage. By deprioritizing damage, the issue of XP pinatas like Conqueror compared to Kremlin will be mostly solved. Team play is suddenly encouraged by rewarding being a damage sponge or even kiting over being a redlining moron. And oh my fucking god, destroyers can get decent XP even when they can't cap or outgun their opponents, instead of being fucking highly incentivized to try and YOLO a cap and get the only likely XP they'll get all fucking match. I'm not denying that there's going to be a lot of adjustments involved. Wargaming have been sitting on this time bomb for years, and as usual they keep slapping more and more half-finished content on top of unfinished issues. Which means that when it comes to fixing game issues, there's a lot of work. But that's an issue for another episode. A proper unfucking, as usual, involves giving the XP system a basic unfucking. From there, the idea is to encourage good play and reward players based on that. For this, I'd add a new metric: assisted damage. World of Tank bundles spotting damage into this, which would work in this situation as well. Basically, assisted damage is the reward system for actively focusing on an enemy. Firstly, the player spotting the enemy gets their spotting damage reward. Then, damaging an enemy that any ally has damaged within the last 20 seconds also grants a bonus to you and that ally. Fire and floods are included. If the enemy ship repairs the fire or flood, or even module damage, anyone who caused that damage gets a flat bonus for forcing the damage control party. Then make sure the UI provides feedback of this damage by setting damage dealt, potential damage, and assisted damage meters on by default. By having the XP rewards adjusted for whether the HP is healable, it automatically balances the system for ships that don't have much fire chance, like the Italian cruisers or the Royal Navy light cruisers. World of Tanks already demonstrates that this system works in a fairly simple context. World of Warships already has a far more complicated fucking system in use. So why not one-up World of Tanks? Wargaming, the current XP system is completely fucked. Destroyers are highly reliant on capping and defended ribbons, and solo play is rewarded over teamwork. Please, I'm fucking begging you, start rewarding the people who are actually playing to win, and not the farming fucking trash damage. Reward the gameplay that's actually good for the game and for the team. Not the solo fire starting, border humping, number wanking bullshit that's everywhere at the moment. A ninja knifing Zhao in support of a destroyer is an amazing thing to behold. A sight for sore eyes. The most beautiful fucking thing that no one ever sees. So there you go, folks. That's how you properly unfuck the XP system. Leave a comment down below and let me know how you would unfuck the XP system, or perhaps what you'd do differently to what I've already got. Stay tuned, folks, and I'll catch you in the next one.